My name's Brandon.
Hey, Brandon, how are you?
I know that everybody's always looking to you as the character to like make the more sacky decisions in the 100. I wanted to know, how do you feel about your character after you banhammered Murphy and you floated him?
Oh, right. Oh, yeah.
You feel kind of cold-hearted or like a warlord?
Well, I mean, I think Bellamy wasn't so sure about doing that, but he was kind of fueled by the mob because everyone was chanting his name at that point.
Yeah.
And he needed kind of to establish his power within the group. But I mean, as it goes on in the other seasons and stuff, he tries to redeem himself for doing those actions. I think he feels pretty crappy about the whole thing, and especially in like the next episode, which I think is episode 5 of season 1, where he throws out the radio, which in effect causes the culling up in space. So I think that he is grappling with that for the whole of the second season.
All right.
But yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries, mate.
Hi, I'm Kat.
You can turn the microphone, just pull it close to you. It
bring
moves.
it down a little
is
bit.
this better? Okay. I was actually wondering, what is one of your, or two of your most favorite and or funniest memories of being on set?
There's always funny things that do happen.
But do you have anything that like you can remember that's something like really stuck with you that you always like laugh about when you think about with your...
Oh, well, there was one that I think is going to be released. The bloopers for season 1 and 2, I think, are going to be released on the second season. And there's one where I think it's episode 6, where we're all going out looking for Octavia. And John Mbege, the character, is supposed to be grabbed and pulled up into the tree. And we're all standing there like, where's he gone? And then we turn around and the actor's still just standing there. And we're like, what the fuck? Why is he still there? And so that was a pretty funny one, and that was caught on film because like the guy was just kind of standing there and we're like, get out of the shot. Get out of the shot, man. So that was pretty funny. I mean, some of my favorite bits as well that I really like doing the fight sequences. Yeah. I think one of the ones that are like physically demanding I quite enjoy, like when I was fighting Jaha, and it was like quite emotional and he was hallucinating and all that kind of stuff. That was one that I really enjoyed. And also probably the scene where I was hanging upside down and then in season 2, I hope I'm not giving away any spoilers.
No, you're not.
Yeah. In season 2 where I have been hanging upside down and then I kill Lovejoy. I quite enjoy doing those ones, so yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no worries.
Hi.
Hello.
If Bellamy's mom was still alive, what do you think you would say to her?
Oh, that's a good one. I don't know if he'd be able to actually say anything. I think he'd probably just kind of sob for a fair while, to be honest. I mean, how do you explain to your mother that you've killed all these people and done all these things? I guess he could say that he tried to look after Octavia, or that Octavia is now completely capable of looking after herself. But he was a good son, I don't think he ever meant to be a bad guy. It's just that he was forced into doing that because he wanted to protect his sister, but he got clouded by the power of the group. So yeah, I don't know.
Thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
Thank you so much.
Hello?
Hello?
My question is, why don't you like it when people refer the 100 as a teen drama? And if there wasn't as many moral issues, would you then refer it as that?
Did I say I don't like it when people call it a teen drama?
I saw it online, so I assume
Oh, it must be
that's
true.
I was like, why not?
No, I don't think I don't like it or dislike that title. I think it's a little broader than that, And I think teen drama, it doesn't give credit to the audience as well, because maybe there's bad connotations, or maybe in my mind there is, but I think that it deals with those grey areas of morality, that it's not always just about love triangles and stuff like that. And there's also, it's a sci-fi. It's, there's the demographic of people who watch this show, is quite vast. And so I don't think it should be limited to just teens, but it's good that, it resonates with the younger crowd, which is cool.
Okay, thank you.
No worries.
Hello.
Hello.
So in season 1, Bellamy was kind of more kept to himself and cared only about him and his sister. And in season 2, you see that he tries more for everyone else than he does for himself.
Yeah.
So what do you think was his mindset when he transitioned from one to the other? Because they're kind of on opposite ends.
Well, I like vaguely touched on it before, but I think after episode 5 in season 1, and also losing Charlotte in episode 4, there was this, all the people that died in the culling were from Section 17, which is where Bellamy grew up. They're all the people that he knew. And they're all the parents of the kids that he probably knew as well. So there's a huge amount of guilt that sits over his head throughout that season. And I mean, if you go back and watch it, he kind of spends the rest of the season trying to protect what's left of the 100 and fortifying the camp and, constantly on guard. Even during the Unity Day celebrations, he was on guard and was kind of letting everyone else kind of enjoy their time. So I think he tried to redeem himself, throughout season 1, like even sacrificing himself for Jasper. And then throughout season 2, I think he has that sense of responsibility. Like the 48 that were left were his new family. And he could see that Octavia was more than capable of looking after herself. So he put his mind to trying to save those others. And probably deciding not to make so many decisions because he makes some pretty bad ones. So he just thought he'd let Clark do it and just try and follow through. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
No worries.
All right, my question would be, if you were one of the 100, what would you do in that scenario?
Me personally?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'd probably struggle quite a lot. I definitely wouldn't step up into a big leadership role. I'd probably try and scavenge and look for food and whatnot and set up shelter. But, yeah, I'd be pretty useless, I think. I'm just an actor. Yeah. I don't know.
Okay.
What would you do?
Probably the same thing.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd be a leader or anything.
Yeah. Yeah, well, hopefully it doesn't come to that.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Thanks.
No worries.
Hi, I'm a bit short.
Hey.
How do you think Clark leaving Camp Jaha would affect Bellamy, and do you think it would affect Lexa even after Mount Weather happened?
I think Clark leaving at the end of season 2, like, I was speaking to Jason Rothenberg yesterday, and I feel like that Bellamy has a lot of resentment towards her for leaving. It's not what she's instilled in him as a good leader. He understands, like, he feels the same pain. He pulled the lever with her as well. And if anything, he probably knew the people in Mount Weather a lot better than Clark. So, he was relying on the resistance within Mount Weather, and they were the people that were helping him. So he knew he had a closer personal relationship to all the people that had died. So for her to say, oh, the guilt's too much for me to handle, I think he was disappointed with her and sad that he was going to have to just do this on his own. The partnership was over, and that, she's going to have to bear the guilt on her own, and he's going to have to do it alone as well. So hopefully we get to touch on that in season 3. I'm not sure if we will, but yeah, I think there is a bit of resentment towards her, and but I don't think he blames her for those choices. I think he tried to tuck tail and run many times in the first season, so he probably understands, but he's probably also a little disappointed.
Thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
I have 2 questions. The first one is in season 2 when you were reading the script for it, how did you react to finding that Mount Weather was using the grounders as blood bags?
I missed a bit of your question there. You might have to just ask it again.
When you're reading the script and you find that the people on Mount Weather
they were using them
using
as blood bags.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was kind of funny because it was the first time really my storyline had run into sci-fi. I mean, Bellamy was kind of lo-fi for the whole time, building, the wall out of trees and scavenging for food. So it was one of the first times that I really encountered like the sci-fi aspect of the show. it was interesting to see how that all played out, because I didn't get to, I wasn't there on set to see how they were shooting it. I was really interested to see what they were doing, and I'd asked Devin and Chris about what they were actually up to and how's it all looking and all that kind of stuff. But, it all makes sense, and I was like, oh, yeah. Like, the sci-fi is a totally new world to me, so I realized that anything can really happen, so I just kind of go with it. Yeah.
And my second question is, I had no idea you were Australian, and you pull off an English or American accent very well. Do you do any other accents?
I mean, I had to do an Israeli accent and speak Hebrew in a film in 2013, but it's not something that, you can do at the drop of the hat. Like, you need to kind of train at it and work at it. And, it's... like Bellamy's voice is very distinct to the character. It's not necessarily the American voice that I generally use. There's a water bottle, guys. It's gotten free. It's running away. I'm going to get it.
Brett Dalton likes water.
I got it. Yeah, it's just like, it's like a tool, like singing or anything like that. You just got to work on it. So I'd like to think that I could, I could do other ones, but I haven't really spent too much time working on it, because I've just kind of been invested in Bellamy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi.
So you, like, Bellamy and Octavia have such a good relationship in the show.
Oh, I don't know.
At times.
Yeah, at times.
But for the most part, he really loves her. Do you ever find yourself, like, going overprotective over Murray off screen?
No. Marie's tougher than I am, so yeah, I don't need to look after her at all. There are times, we do call each other like I call her like my little sister and stuff like that, and we do get along. But yeah, Marie's from Thunder Bay in Canada, and she does like all hardcore stuff, like ice fishing and whatever it is, and motorbike riding. So she's completely fine. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay, guys, I actually just want to let you know we're going to have to finish with these final 3 questions and then wrap it up. So make them good.
I'll try.
Pressure's on.
Hi.
Hi.
What's the strangest thing a role's required you to do?
Oh, I mean, hanging upside down in my underwear and then fighting some dude's pretty weird. There was like one of the first shows I did. I mean, not to get like too base about it, but anything where you're like, pretending to be naked with a bunch of strangers in a shower room is kind of odd. Not that I don't do that quite often. But you have to do gross stuff, like when you're vomiting up blood and all that kind of stuff. You got to hold like all this food in your mouth and can kind of regurgitate it up, and other ones where like blood noses, you have to like drip blood down your nose and keep it in there and like not breathe out until like it's the right line. I mean, it's all really weird. Acting's a weird job, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
Hi, I was wondering what is your opinion on what Lexa did to Clark, like right before the battle of
Mount Weather.
Yeah, Mount Weather.
Personally, like I don't think, like I think that there's indicators that Lexa is quite flippant with some of her decisions. There was this whole thing about Finn having to be cut by every member of the families because that's the only way in which the families can grieve, and then she just lets Clark kill him and then says it's done. I mean, I think that's the first indicator that at any given point, if something suits her, she'll just change her mind. I don't think, I understand that she's doing it for the, to preserve her people, to save her people. I'd probably think that Clark would do the same, or any sort of politician would probably do the same. Instead of, having to go to war, I think war is the last resort. So to be able to avoid that is a good thing. But, my opinion's very biased towards the 100 because, I'm part of them. So, I think it was a pretty cunning act. Yeah. Yeah, and I don't think, I think Bellamy probably feels the same way.
Thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
Greetings, Bellamy of the Sky People. So when Bellamy and Raven had their moment together, I was really hoping to see that kind of addressed again or explored more. So far, no dice. What is something that has happened in your plot or characterization that you're hoping they'll return to or go deeper into in season 3?
Well, I think that the situation with Clark at the end of season 2, I'm hoping that, you know, they address that and that kind of disappointment or anger towards that situation. I don't know, I'd like to see Bellamy's relationship explored with Lincoln as well, considering that Lincoln kind of left him to die just to go and take drugs. I think that's something that I'd like to see touched on. Yeah, and I'd like to, I always just want to work with Richard Harmon because he plays Murphy, and I love working with that guy. So hopefully there's somewhere our paths will cross. Yeah.
Love the show. Thank you.
No, thank you. Thanks for waiting, guys. I'm really sorry. Things just got out of hand. But I'm here, and thank you for waiting, and thank you for the questions.
And he will be doing another panel on Sunday, right? With Eliza?
I don't know. You were telling me.
Yes.
Yeah. There we go. Sunday, guys.
So check that one out.
Yeah.
And thank you so much.
All right, thank you. Thank you. Have a good weekend, guys.